Manifestation Monday. Welcome. Let me just light a candle and some Palo Santo. Coming into the body, coming into the breath. So I know that there are a lot of new subscribers here. And Manifestation Mondays is something that I do here every Monday, coming up live, either answering some questions that came up that people emailed me or wrote to me on my Instagram at the Spiritual Analyst or the Powerful Self, or some of the comments below if there are sometimes questions. So this is the time that I answer these, and sometimes they're just channeled. Actually, I try to make these really structured, and that just didn't work out because those lives are just channeled. So I just decided to go with that. And same with questions, they're also answered in this way. Okay. So the reason I do them is because you're manifesting all the time, like we are manifesting every single day. And that was actually a question that someone asked several months ago, or maybe it was even a year. Well, how do I manifest? And I go, well, you manifest all the time. It's just a matter of, are you manifesting that which you want, or are you led by God, life, source consciousness, your soul, or are you led by your subconscious programming, your limiting beliefs, your social conditioning? And so during these Motivation Manifestation Mondays, Motivation Monday is what we have in the Powerful Self membership. I go into just supporting you in what is coming up for you, in what is standing in your way of creating the life that you want, because so many of us are just, again, you're manifesting all the time. But so many of us are wasting, I won't say not wasting, because it's not a waste, it's just an ongoing journey. But we're not having those experiences that we want to have, thinking, oh, my life's exactly the same. Or like, well, I'm not manifesting anything. It's like, you are. You're just manifesting the exact same thing over and over and over again. And we're not meant to do that. It's like you can, but you don't have to. And that's not actually what you came here to experience. You came here to experience this constant expansion, this abundance. I actually just had a women's circle yesterday that I do once a month. That's only in central Switzerland, that is only open for women. And then there's another event I also do for men and women that's more like masculine direction and purpose. So what do I want to create? And this topic comes up actually in both of those groups and event, this idea that I want to come back to the old me, or I want to be stagnant. Like I want to be in this place of I figured life out. And I keep pointing out, well, look, and this is definitely a lesson that my guidance communicated to me years ago. Nothing in the universe is stagnant. Nothing. Like your hand looks solid, but it actually isn't. Everything is in constant movement. Everything is energy. You are energy. But here you are trying to go against nature. Like, okay, well, everything in nature is moving. It's like you're moving or you're dying, right? Everything is shifting, transforming, evolving. But my persona should be figured out and stable. It doesn't work that way. And when we go into that, it's like we close ourselves in this box of, right, this is who I'm supposed to be now. This is my persona. I should have figured out life out. Like, think about all these people that are there, reinventing themselves in their 40s, and people go like, shouldn't you have figured out life by now? Like, what's up with this, right? You should know who you are by now. Are you willing to just drop that, first of all, within yourself, but also about other people? Eckhart Tolle had this beautiful quote: from the moment you name the bird bird, you never see a bird again. And are you doing that to yourself? And I'm going to link it to how it relates to manifestation. What is that block that's keeping you stuck in a moment? But bear with me here. When we go into, oh, I know me, I don't need to keep discovering me. I know what I like. I know what I don't like. That is when we keep manifesting the same thing over and over again. It's just like you have like a copy machine, and it's just like keeps giving the same copies because you have the same piece of paper there that you're just scanning and, printing out again. And it is only when we get to co-create with life, when we understand that there is this movement of energy through us, that it's not stagnant, that it's always evolving, and allowing ourselves that. Children, they like something one moment, they don't like something the other moment, that very thing that they thought that they liked, and they're like, it's demanded of them to be consistent. Well, make up your mind. Well, what do you like and what do you not like? Like just make up your mind and stick with it, right? It's like you made a decision, stick with that consistency. And look, I'm not saying that that structure isn't important. Like you got to, know what do you stand for? You got to know that structure. You got to know what direction you're heading towards. However, and that's masculine container, that creating that flow of the feminine energy within you, the creativity, the connection to life, like it has to have those borders to be safe enough for that to open. However, we stop experiencing life when we go into, right, I should have made up my mind by this, and it's stagnant and it's not going to change anymore. And that is when you start just recreating the same old story over and over again. Like I said, every single moment you're creating your physical reality, what you see, what you feel, what you hear, what you touch, what you smell. Those are all, it's just like it's old news. It is what has already been created. And from this moment, you get to create something new in the next moment. However, if we put ourselves in this box, well, I know it already. I had a recent client who said, well, I've worked in this field for 20 years. I know exactly how it happens. It's like, well, that's exactly what you're going to get with that attitude. And when this person actually opened up to the possibility, okay, wait a second, what if, let's play around with this. What if it can be different? And it turned out to be really different, and the situation surprised this person completely. You get to manifest that which you want. And here is the point of today's live. We put ourselves in this box that we think is reality, and it's like this smaller. It's like this small. And we think that our possibilities are limited to this because that's all we've experienced, or that's all we've, heard our early caregiver experience, or our friends, or our social group. And we think that only this is possible. So we keep manifesting from this, I know it, I'm stagnant, right? Life is not stagnant, but I'm stagnant. From this place, we get to recreate the same limiting beliefs. We get to recreate the same, lack of time, lack of money, the relationships that we don't want to have, the same thing over and over again. So how about broadening that? Now, this is a whole workshop, but what I want to bring in here, like, how do we start with this? Just bringing to awareness a mantra that I want to leave you guys with this week. What if I don't know? All these limitations, and actually, this was something that we did yesterday in the women's circle. Going back to who told you that story, right? Because there's beliefs that were like, it's a story, but we believe it has to be true. Like, money doesn't grow on trees. Like, who told you that? There are plenty of people who believe that money grows on trees and their life is a lot easier. Who told you that? Whose limiting belief did you believe? Because no baby is born with those limitations. No baby is born with, I'm not good enough. And yes, we can absolutely go into like the womb programming, the past lives. However, that's not what's keeping most people stuck. What's keeping most people stuck are those stories that we learn until the age of 8, that programming that went in. And I want to bring, it's like this box. It's the box that you've been put into. So what I want to bring to you this week, if you can use this as a mantra, just bring it to awareness, because you start shifting. When you bring these things to awareness, understand, like, wait a second, it's not even my story. And what if it's not true? And your mind will go into, well, of course it's true. I'm seeing like proof of that all around me. It's like, yes, you are, because you're manifesting the same thing. It's like that paper that says the limiting belief, let's say as an example, you got to work hard to play hard. And it's just like, it's in the photocopier and you're just getting prints of that over and over and over again. So instead of looking at those prints and being like, oh, right, that's reality, look at what is actually, what are you scanning? What is in that photocopier? And we do that by bringing this to awareness. Wait a second, whose story is this? Where did I first hear it? And just by bringing this to awareness, that will begin to shift it. So that is what I wanted to share today. That is what came up today. You don't have to stay in this box, and just understand that there are people living there out there with a completely different understanding of reality than you. So there's no absolute truth. Your limitations is your interpretation of life, and it's not an absolute truth. And therefore, you can shift it. You can change it. And first, we got to take apart, like I said, those beliefs of, wait a second, who said that? Where did I hear that? Why did I believe? Not even why did I believe that? Whom did I listen to? So, on this note, may you bring that to awareness this week, just exercising that. Whenever like there's a thought that makes you like you feel down, you feel shitty, going into, wait, what was the thought? And then whose voice is that? Because your inner critic, again, no baby's born with this like raging inner critic. All these things are, we take these things on from our environment. So when your inner critic is just like viciously coming at you, going into, who said that? Whose voice is it? Because it's not your own. So on this note, I thank you so much for being here. I thank you for showing up. I thank you for doing the work. And I'm wishing you a very powerful week ahead.